feeding him questions and answers in the background. I don't know if you saw that. Man, he was awesome. Dan was on the council for a couple of years.
Wow.
And, yeah, I love it when people come on and they don't hold back, man. You're a politician, but you don't talk like a politician. You put it all out there. So that was very cool. Very cool.
Good. I'm sure you enjoyed
What were you
that.
doing in the meantime? You're in there talking to some
to
Jim and Judy.
Yes,
Yeah, they're looking
yes,
great.
so
They're
happy
down
to
from,
see
where do
them
they
back.
live? Where do they live?
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Awesome. It's good to see them. They didn't come down last year. They're slow birds from Michigan. They didn't come down last year. But it's great to see them. And so there are a couple of things that we need to go back and recap, dear, because we had a glorious week. I mean, any week with you is glorious, but this week was even more glorious than usual. And last weekend when we were hanging out in the back, we almost went live last weekend. We were going to do a show last week. I'm glad we didn't, because sometimes, you know, the rum is talking and probably
that's why I'm telling you no.
First thing I have to ask you is, give me a prediction on the game. Who's going to win and what's going to be the score? I'm going to write it down.
Well, I don't.
First question is, do you know who's playing in the game?
Yes.
Okay.
The Patriots are playing, and the Los Angeles Chargers.
The Los Angeles Chargers are in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're playing the Patriots, right? Who's going to win?
I hate to say it, but I think the Patriots are going to win.
What's the score going to be?
I think
against the Chargers.
I know. I'm going to say it's going to be 28-14.
28 Patriots, 14 Chargers.
Yeah.
Do you know what a Grand Marnier is? I think that's what she Dan said it was. Yeah, it's a kind of a wine tester thing, dear.
That's so much.
That's a wine tester thing. I mean, don't you know anything?
It's not with a G. It's with an S.
She's a wine taster thing, a wine server thing. It's a Grand Marnier thing. It's a Grand Marnier thing. She grabs onto you and gives you some Marnier. That's what Dan's wife does down at the Mango Street Inn. So they have a chef and a Grand Marnier down at the Mango Street Inn.
Okay. We're just going to let that go.
All right. So last weekend, you decided at some point that you were either going to quit your job or you were going to what is this? All of a sudden you were talking about a gap year. You and the dog were going to go on some gap year thing. So what does that mean?
A gap year is traditionally what students who take a year off between high school and before they go to college. And
so you're so far past high school.
Let me finish. They typically backpack through Europe. But I didn't do that. I went straight from high school to college. So now I feel like I've worked a long time. Jilly is through high school. She's doing her thing. That now would be time for me to take a gap year or, a gap summer. I do have the summers off.
And what are you going to do if you do a gap thing?
I'm going to do a road trip. Go see the country with the dog. I'm going to take Katie with me.
Because Nissan Altima you're driving around?
Yep.
Oh, that's going to be fun and exciting.
I'm going to see if Nissan will sponsor me for.
Oh, come on.
100,000-mile
I can't even get you to call on a business down on Fort Myers Beach to sell our show, and you're going to think, and you're going to call on Nissan. And you think Nissan's going to sponsor you to drive around the country.
It's worth a shot.
All righty. So, folks, before the show started today, we have to tell you a story.
Oh, boy.
Dr. Bill, who was on first, if you joined us late, Dr. Bill from FGCU, who is Mr. Wetlands. I mean,
yes,
he is Mr. Wetlands. Well, he doesn't come to the beach a lot. So many of you know that this used to be a road. It used to be a road.
Yes.
And so he called me when he was at least 5 miles away from the beach. And he said, okay, when I get there, where do I park? So I said, Doc, when you come to the beach, you come over the bridge and you veer to the right. You'll see the parking lot on the left.
I think he got inverted those two because he turned left.
Well, wait a second now. He didn't turn left.
Well, he veered left.
He did not.
And then he turned right.
Can you let me finish my story, please, just once? So this used to be a road here. So he continued over the bridge and he made a right on this sidewalk.
That's what I'm saying. He veered left at the bottom of the bridge.
It's kind of like going straight. Right. It's kind of like going straight.
Listen, he just got the directions wrong, and the pylons weren't up.
So that was the other thing. The cleaning people from this morning forgot to put the pylons back in, which blocks vehicles. He made the right-hand turn, and he parked at the Sunglass Hut.
Yep.
And I was fixing the equipment. She starts yelling at me. hey, and I'm like, what? There's a car over there. Okay, well, what do I have to do with the car? Well, it's your guest for the show. And I was like, how do you know it's my guest for the show?
And what did I say?
It's 100 million cars on the road.
And what was it?
I don't know. How did you know?
My astute observation was because his license plate said wetlands.
There you go.
There you go.
So
and
I go running over
really
there,
nice
and
car.
he's totally baffled and flabbergasted that he pulled up on the sidewalk. And I said, Doc, I told you veer to the right and make a left. He goes, I was following my GPS.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, sometimes you're not so good with the directions
here we go.
either.
It's always got to come back to me. You always got to blame the directions on me.
You have a hard time with the east-west thing.
That was a great way to kick off the show, though.
That was something.
A lot of stuff going on, dear. A lot of serious stuff on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
The politics is serious, yes. The election is big. On February 11th, we're going to have a forum at the Beach Baptist.
We aren't.
Well, we're moderating the forum.
Okay, but we're not hosting it.
And we're going to have the candidates there. From what I understand, Dan, Rexanne, and Ray are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard any confirmation from Dennis. And you had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Bobarino, didn't you?
I didn't really meet him. I was just standing there.
Where were you?
I went to there's a women's countess group that gets together, and we were down at Junkanoo.
Countess group?
Yes.
What does that mean? Like you all dress up like countesses?
Can I finish my story?
My apologies, dear.
So there was a bunch of us together, and we were talking, sharing stories. And Anita Saracita was there, and Jackie was there from the chamber, a bunch of people.
Look at you hanging out with all the highfalutin ladies on.
Mary Torgeson, because she organizes it. I'm sure I left somebody out. Anyways, but we're at Junkanoo, so, I mean, anybody can be there.
And everybody knows that's where he hangs out.
I don't know
that's
any
what
of
I
it.
hear. That's where he hangs
I didn't know who it was until she said.
You didn't know who he was. How many times have you looked at that picture from the whale? Whalegate.
Whatever. So he was there, but I didn't get to say hello.
Somebody tried to introduce you to him, though, right?
No, I just was standing there, and I figured that once I knew who it was,
see, this is what you need.
Might not be a great.
You should just go up to him and say, "Hey, Mr. Bobarino, can I buy you a drink?"
I'm not going to use derogatory terms, and
I say it in fun. We kid because we care. We care about Dennis. We want him to go on his merry way, become a fisherman, and do other things.
Okay.
He served this time.
Are you done, Jeff?
Go on. Carry on.
I didn't. Once I knew who it was, I would have gone up and just asked if he was considering, coming on for the debate.
You would not. You would.
I would.
You don't have the cojones to do that.
You don't need any cojones to ask somebody if they're going to participate. I would say too that the debate is about the issues on the island. It's not about your jocularity or your jesting that's going on now. It's a serious debate. We're just going to be moderating. It's to go over the political views and the issues. It's not to poke fun at him. And so I hope that he will participate so that everybody is represented and everybody can hear what the candidates have to say.
We don't want him to win.
We don't have a vote, and no one cares what you want.
I think there are a lot of people out there that care.
No.
You're probably right.
Especially since you can't vote.
I can offer my opinion.
Well, you've certainly done that
but
in
excess. I'm not going to offer my opinion at the candidates' night forum. No. It's going to be totally serious.
If you do, you're getting a shoe right to the forehead.
Like George Bush got in Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's a sign of respect.
Well, here, let me show you some respect.
Or was it disrespect? Oh, so there's the February 11th.
Correct.
Candidates' night forum. It's not really a debate. It's a forum where the residents should come out in mass. So that's the first thing. Now, Monday is another big day. This Monday, the council's meeting at Town Hall, and the sheriff is going to be there. And the sheriff is going to talk about, from what I understand, public safety, and that's been a big issue on the beach.
Yes.
Now, I came down to the beach on Wednesday, and I went to the library to see Mitch and see everybody down there to see how they were doing. And I noticed that there was a sheriff's deputy sitting in the library, and now there's a deputy on duty in the library every day. I don't know how long that's going to go on. And, you kind of think, well, isn't it a little late for that? But, you know what it was? The people that were there, they kind of felt like they felt better. They felt,
well, yeah,
like their place of work had been violated. So they felt They felt better. I did get to see the puzzles, by the way. The puzzles on the ceiling, which are really cool.
Was it amazing? Yeah.
It is amazing. You should get to the library someday, dear. They have lots of books there.
Well,
lots of books.
Well, you love books.
I do.
Did you take one out?
No, I
Did you get a library card?
I read on the Kindle now. Can I get a library card here? I'm not a resident of the beach.
I don't know. I know they're not part of the Lee County library system, so maybe they could make an exception for you.
Yeah, you never know. So that'll be Monday, so we'll be covering the council meeting. And then we also have been doing a special series on the homeless. And, you know, you never know what the numbers are, or you're allowed to call them homeless, or you're not. I mean, you risk offending people and saying the wrong things. But anyway, it was a great interview that I had with Pastor Sean from the Beach Baptist. He laid it out on the line, man. He said if there are people in need and they don't have a place to live and he has an opportunity to feed them, he's going to feed them. I mean, what is the alternative to that? The alternative is, let's say the churches stop feeding the homeless. What's going to happen? Well, they're going to break into somebody's business. Or you're going to see them dumpster diving.
I don't know about that. But the issue
they have to eat.
The issue that he brought up too was that the church feeds a lot of people who maybe aren't necessarily homeless. That the true homeless accounts for a small percentage of the people that they serve, and they're going to continue to serve everybody because there are people that need that little bit to bridge the gap. So
that's right. Yes, the sheriff. That's right. The only reason I say sheriff is because I'm afraid if I try and say his name, I'm gonna mess up his name. But Sheriff Carmine's gonna be. That's right. He's the first speaker at the council meeting on Monday at 9 o'clock. So if you're going to the council meeting, folks, get there early because that chambers is going to be packed on Monday. So get there early. So this week I'm going to interview the pastor from God's Table, and that'll be posted either Friday at 9 or before that. You got kind of an edge to you today, dear. Why? You didn't get your exercise in this morning. I know that.
I didn't,
so
but you've talked over me quite a bit this time.
I did?
Yes.
I thought we were kind of doing a good job going back and forth.
I think when we go to edit it, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
Please don't.
But you're kind of edgy today. I like when you get edgy. It's kind of nice.
All right. Is it time?
It's overtime.
Okay. So. Well, you yelled at me for cutting you off.
I know. Last week you were, wow.
I'll just let you go and go and go.
You really cut me off.
Yes. Oh, well. Wait till you see what happens after we go off the air.
Right. So anyway, we'll see you guys again next Saturday at 10 o'clock, or not 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock. We have the guests lined up for next Saturday. We have Carla Pines coming on. She's going to talk about a special event that she's hosting. Okay. It has to do with painting. And there's going to be a Grand Marnier there, I think. Just kidding. And we have a couple other guests. I can't remember who they are right now. So we'll see you during the week. Remember to check out our Facebook page. Make a donation if you want to. Go support us or not. We have hats. We have this is the part where we sell
mugs
things.
Mugs
and shirts and mouse pads and a bunch of other stuff I wasted money on. So if you want to spend a couple bucks or not, or check out our Facebook page. Whenever news comes up, we're going to post it on. I know I forgot to tell you something. I have to say this before the show ends.
Hurry up.
We did put an end to Leon's appearances on the show. I don't know if you guys saw the video of him when he was at the council. All right, I know you're going to rub it in now, right? You're going to rub it in because you weren't a big fan, and I thought he was entertaining until what he said council meeting. So he's persona non grata.
Yep. Just going to let it go.
No, you don't.
No,
this is our show. We can say whatever we want.
To be fair, I think his views do not represent our views, and it just got to be too much. And you meet people, and then you make a determination too quick. You don't thoroughly vet people, and not everybody that you meet right off the bat. It frequently we have issues with people that you meet and don't.
That's why we're such a good match, dear. It's like we balance each other.
Well, there you go.
And the other thing I wanted to mention was about Salty Morton, my new friend Salty Morton. Some of you that have been following us for a while saw that Mr. Morton, who used to work for I think it was the Beach Observer. You know, the Observer thing has like many different newspapers. They have the Beach paper and a Cape Coral paper.
Okay, so what did he do?
Anyway, you're rushing me along. So he posted something that was somewhat negative of the show. But then this week, he sent over an article that kind of helped us out with the homeless story, and he was very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, and so we're kind of buds now.
I don't know.
So if you ever get sick or anything or fall off a bike,
here we go again.
I got a co-host.
All right.
Mr. Salt, and he called himself Salty Morton when he sent the note, which I thought was cool. He did. Well, so when Dennis sits in the chair, he's going to say, "Hi, I'm Dennis Bobarino."
He's not going to sit in this chair next to you.
All right, everybody.
But if he wants to sit in the chair and I interview him, I will show respect.
Lastly, the good news for the show is we've been picked up by the Florida Podcast Network, which means real soon we're going to be heard all over the state. I don't know why.
To throngs
anybody
of
would want to hear this gibberish, but soon we're going to be nationwide, baby.
All right. Thank you, folks.
See y'all. Thanks for listening. Dancing it out. Thank you. Oh, we have a studio audience today.
And we're trying to
the mouse isn't working.
Okay. So we'll move on to the next episode right here. Bye-bye.